And it's not like a regular war. This was jungle warfare, which is not like a regular war.
Well, we didn't know who the enemy was.
Vietnam should have never went on as long as it did. There's a lot of it was a political war.
Just a few short months after their high school graduation, Toronto, Ohio natives Pat Green, Dave Rhodes, Bill Swearigan, and Rich Fetty began their first tours of duty in Vietnam.
Well, I got drafted
Okay.
right out of high school. 6 months out of high school, I was in the service. And by the time I was 20 years old, I already spent a tour of duty in Vietnam and was back home. You know, I said you couldn't drink a beer or couldn't vote. And it was really bad times in Vietnam.
I don't think it was fair at all to send a bunch of kids over there to do a man's job. And when they got over there, they made a lot of mistakes. They did a lot of things they probably shouldn't have done. But again, they're kids. They were teenagers. We're talking about teenagers. You're training them to kill, and then you send them over there and you put them right in the midst of it.
The Vietnam War was a costly and brutal conflict that divided a nation. It resulted in the loss of over 58,000 American lives. Unlike past wars with known enemies and clear-cut battle lines, Vietnam involved forces that blended in with the civilian population.
They could walk by you in the daytime, and at nighttime they'd be trying to kill you.
12-year-old kids, a woman, you didn't know what was going on. You had no idea.
Soldiers were on high alert at all times with a constant danger of enemy fire. The fighting was often chaotic, taking places in dense jungles and rugged mountain terrain. The enemy was elusive and resourceful.
Well, booby traps are one of the biggest things. You had to look for the punji sticks. I mean,
Everything. They made stuff out of anything
the
to kill you.
The North Vietnamese were so
They were smart.
smart.
Yeah. They owned the night.
It was rough.
It's tough.
They always hit you. Oh, let me see. I'd say between maybe 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
And then they would fight. We would fight all during the night.
Soldiers of past wars were often greeted with a hero's welcome. However, that was not the case for some Vietnam veterans who were greeted with indifference and sometimes outright hostility.
Came home in '68. We landed in El Toro. Got a taxi out to the Los Angeles airport. Walked in. Had to fly with your uniform on, and this very attractive young lady, looked like she might be a young college girl, walked up carrying a big bouquet of flowers, and handed one out to me and said, "Are you just coming back from Vietnam?" I said, "Yes." And she got a little closer and spit in my face.
Ugh.
Now, a lot of people think that's just a rumor. It
No.
happened. It happened to me.
The war officially ended in April of 1975, but for some veterans, the battle continues to this day. 21,000 soldiers were left with permanent disabilities, while decades later, some still suffer from post-traumatic stress disorder. The struggle of a brutal and traumatic war, however, resulted in a strong bond among Vietnam vets who see themselves as brothers, who serve their country with honor and dignity. Reporting in Toronto, Ohio, for 7 News, Dan Mayers.